everyone, we're the Dicestormers. Welcome. Yay. Welcome. This is the Call of Cthulhu, the Whitechapel murders.
The finale.
The finale. Well, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, we'll find out soon.
No, I think it is, isn't it?
I don't know.
Well, yes, maybe. We are the Dicestormers, and we have been loving each other's company, so welcome sharing that with us. We're all together, which is just glorious.
It's fantastic.
Where we left off, as you will have seen most recently, we had a solo adventure with Harry Fitzroy over there.
Harry?
And
really?
John is going back to playing Finch Diggles, not Jacob, the Ravenkeeper at the Tower of London.
Oh, yeah.
So where we left the other players, they
enthusiasm, I love it.
had followed through some shabbily genteel gentlemen who had amassed outside the Tower of London, and they followed them underground into a chamber. Foolish though it may have been, Celeste Davis split the party, played by Derek, earlier and got abducted by a genteel, shabby coach driver.
Yes.
And she has just awoken tied to an altar in this venue. So when
I believe I kicked the ass out of some cultists though along the way.
on the way, but you're still tied to a you're unconscious tied to a you've just come to at the end of the last video.
Okay.
Meanwhile, the other three characters came down and walked into this room where lots of shabbily clad people are surrounding the altar, and their last thing that happened to them was Celeste woke up on the altar and she screamed, and we paused out. Just before that happened, however, behind the other players, Harry Fitzroy walked in, so all he can see is the back of lots of people.
And he stabbed us all because he thinks we're doing the...
So basically, there's like a row of people around the altar, then there's you guys as a row of three, and then Harry's walked in with Paul, yeah?
Yeah.
Paul's with you. So Paul's one of his employees who he saw acting shiftily way back at the end of the coach chase. So when you guys skedaddled off to the British Museum to find out what was happening, Harry got stuck trying to do a foot race. Luckily, he rolled a 7. No, it was a 2. I think it was a 2 on his luck roll for the cab, and so he got the best handsome cab ride ever, and was able to catch up with Paul, who was doing something dodgy with a shabby genteel bindle.
And there's some knife thing that was missing from the museum.
There was a Chris, which was a... and in fact, as you are looking and as Celeste screams, you actually see what appears to be the head cultist raising said Chris above Celeste's body.
I wiggle ineffectually.
Lovely. You are tied. You are tied absolutely tight. Can you all give me willpower rolls, please?
Is that just a power roll?
Yes. There should be a... Yes.
Yes. 7.
No.
Celeste fails.
I get a strong success. 7. Hang on, what are the percentages?
Or is that a 70?
Hearts and quarters.
Is that 70 or 7?
That's a 9.
No, I had a 7.
Is 60...
Is that a 7?
Yeah,
30 and 12.
30
Okay,
and
so
12.
Yeah, cool.
The next best thing.
Where's Will?
Power.
Yeah, I got it. 14.
I failed. So Harry failed and Celeste failed. So can you give me... take 1 point of sanity loss, please.
Excellent.
Just what you need.
Just what you need with that little sanity.
22 now.
22. Okay. So, all of their backs are turned to you at this point. The head person who's got the Chris above Celeste's body starts calling out in Latin. And you all give me spot hidden rolls, please?
Yes.
92 is a fail.
Yeah, 80.
I succeed. Oh wait, I've already ticked it off.
So nice.
Well, there might be leveling at the end of this, who knows?
It's a Mario game.
It's a Mario.
You said this was a finale.
You leave me alone. Wait till the next game. There's going to be leveling all over the place. You won't know what hit you. So the mist that is growing around everyone's ankles and then rising seems to hold an absolute abject horror to you, much more than London fog should.
Right.
Which is a lot.
A lot. Yeah. And given what's been happening in the London fog of the last couple of months in 1888, that's saying a lot.
It's made mainly of cancer.
Yes.
Do we have
What do we have?
do we have weapons? We do, don't we?
Yeah. You don't have a blunderbuss.
Oh, do I have my?
I don't have a blunderbuss.
my-
It got confiscated when you let it off on a London street.
That's
but I
why you
think-
nearly shot a guy on the street. You know, this is,
No,
it's all
excuse me,
coming.
he nearly shot a boy.
Yeah, it's all coming
In the
back.
back.
Yeah, it's all coming back in like really bad flashbacks. It's like, oh yeah, Ben did do that, didn't he? Like,
He did a risk
In front of a
assessment
cop.
first.
yeah,
Which was
In front of a cop.
in front of a cop in a
So have
busy
you got
street.
anything else other than
I
your
have an
blunderbuss?
ancient handgun.
Yeah, you've got your ancient handgun.
Yes.
Yes.
I mean, I draw
Okay.
said ancient handgun, and I'm about to
So
call out.
as you're drawing, so this is all happening at once.
Yep.
The guy with the Chris above Celeste begins to crawl out, and when he calls out, it's echoed by those around you,
Like this.
and they say, "Ya Shub Nigarath, the black goat of the woods with 1,000 young," and they just keep repeating that, and then you
The
see,
black goat of the woods with 1,000 young.
bam.
Oh, yeah.
Sounds like
That was
words.
not.
Can we Google that? Like,
Ya Shub Nigarath,
Get your
the black
smartphone
goat
out.
of the woods with 1,000 young. Yes, you can.
You know something.
say-
Yeah, you know, good old Shub.
I say,
Shub.
steady on, sir. Don't you stab that woman. She's our friend.
You get heads whipped back towards you.
you've made a mistake, my friend.
Do I
see,
recognise
You
this?
see a hand with an ancient handgun
Shake
go
it.
Do
out.
I recognise
Give me
the
an
voice?
idea roll.
I succeed.
You
Yeah.
recognise said handgun as possibly that of Septimus Buckley.
Butley.
Buckley,
No,
sorry,
no
not
one
Buckley.
will mistake my
Buckley.
beautiful resonant voice as well. As
yeah.
it's been well, used in the Mikado. and-
Stress isn't like
Higher-
making it
no,
so
that's right,
higher
that's right.
register. I say, stop that!
That's right.
No, but you've got to remember that it's tunnels
Yeah.
underneath, so that the sound.
Oh,
is
yeah,
similar.
there's an echo.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
The
There's
resonance.
great sound.
But
So
you
you-
would have taken into account that.
I
when
wouldn't.
you
I
said
would
it.
adjust myself to the
Yeah.
acoustic.
So you recognise that one of these people directly in front of you and Paul is Septimus.
I say, Butley?
You hear this?
Make a luck roll.
yeah, I turned.
You turn. Okay.
Yeah.
You see Harry Fitzroy in a not quite right fitting shabby top coat and an overcoat.
Does he look like one of them?
No, but so do you, don't you?
Yeah, you're just.
We're all
Yes.
dressed that way.
Oh, lovely! Oh, I love it. It'll give you a game of paranoia soon. Are you a cultist? Are you? Oh, you're the Ripper. Maybe you're the Ripper. Okay, so whilst you're distracted, what are you doing?
Thanks.
Well, I had, if memory serves me correct, I had a guy in front of me who was like 6'20" and the strong guy, and I tried to like trip him and all that kind of stuff, and really didn't have a very good job.
Oh
of it.
no, I
So
don't. I think we were ending scene just before you were going to do that, but you can try that now.
Yes, I'm going to.
Great.
I'm going to cause a distraction and say,
7'8".
he's got a gun, and push him.
Cool. And what are you doing, Finch?
I'm going to make my way over towards the gentleman with the Chris and
So
Celeste.
you're going to try and make your way. So this is about.
But I'm going to go around the outside. towards.
Okay.
Because it's
Left or right?
safer.
Yeah, maybe away from where
With the
all
gunners.
eyes are looking.
So let's say
Did I create a diversion?
Septimus is on the right, you're on the left, and
Yeah, so
you're
I'll
in the
make my
middle.
way where the eyes
Can you
aren't
pass
looking.
those to Nathan and ask him to choose one and then pass it back to me, please?
Oh, am I doing blindly?
Blind, yep.
Pick one! Oh, for goodness sake!
Great. And the group, no, I get to see it. That's who you're fighting. And I get to see their stats.
Pickles?
Oh,
Ooh.
cool. Does it have
Oh,
stats
no.
on everything?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Right, you're fighting Mike Pickles.
Mike Pickles.
Okay. Whilst you're distracted, the
From the
Let's
New Hampton
get-
Pickles.
yeah, the cultist in front of you turns.
Yep.
In the left corner.
When you move, one of the guys turns because of the sound of Septimus's voice, and they move. So can you blindly pick one of those, please?
Me? Yeah.
Thank you. Back to me.
Oh, sorry, I haven't
Yeah,
seen
that's
it.
all right.
Murray, jacket off time now, my friend.
Oh, that's all right.
Fly on.
I've already
Jacket.
taken my hat off. You're turned back to Harry.
Yes.
Celeste, you're on the altar, and this
Oh my
knife is
gosh.
that. What
No
he
more,
starts
no
to
more.
say, whilst
That's
this is
enough.
happening, it's like this lead cultist is ignoring the distractions that the rite needs to be completed. He starts mentioning the body parts that are around you. As you remember, when you came to, you saw blood on the
that's
altar.
right.
There's a uterus on one side of you. There's a heart. There's a kidney, and there's on the other side of you. And can you give me a spot hidden? Because you're a bit distracted.
52, yes.
You are in the middle of the pentagram on the altar.
Excellent.
You, from your raised position, can also see that
Excellent.
there are pentagrams on the floor, and the cultists closest to you are at the apexes of that pentagram. And as he keeps this thing talking about the uterus of Catherine Eddowes, the heart of Nancy Mickle, and all those sorts of things, the fog starts to twist very slowly currently, and this is while these guys are still moving into position. Can you give me a luck roll while you're turned back to Harry?
Surely
And Harry, depending on that roll, we're going to look at your spot hidden.
Where is luck? Where's luck? Is it just
Up here.
Oh, that's right. Okay, good. Oh, I succeed by 1. 59 on a 60.
Great. So you
You got lucky.
Yeah.
you don't pull the trigger in
Yeah,
Harry's
don't.
face. Harry, can you give me a spot hidden, please?
I don't shoot my friend. Yay. Best day ever.
Murray's adventures, I love
No, I
it.
failed by 5.
You failed. You don't see the guy behind Septimus raise a very similar looking Chris to the one that's being held above Celeste, and it's about to come down into Septimus's back as he's turned to face
But
you.
I don't see
You don't see it.
Oh, gosh.
You don't.
Okay, so what then happens, however, where's that going? Is as this blade is about to come down, on the side, another Chris blocks it.
Oh.
And so this guy who's essentially the one in front of you, so
Yep,
you're here,
between me and the old
this
guy,
guy's
yes.
about to stab you, this guy here suddenly blocks his Chris, and he's holding that against the cultist, and with his free hand, he turns and he shows you his lapel, and on inside is a golden lion pin, because he is a member of the Order of the Lion.
Does that ring a bell?
Sweet.
Can I
So-
say,
What does that ring a bell at all?
it's the most secret and best organization in the world.
Yes.
So I see that.
You see that. What do
I
you do?
spin.
Hang on, what does that mean?
I raise my.
Being a member of the Order of the Lion.
Order of the line.
We started this.
We started the Order
this
of the Lion.
Where's
about 3 episodes ago.
Yeah,
because I awkwardly said there was something that we needed to do and we all needed pins. And
I look him in the eye.
Yep.
Raise my gun, and while I raise my gun, I flip over my own collar and show my own.
So you're going to point your gun at
Yeah,
the cultist who's
the
knife,
cultist, yeah.
at the
You
Chris
gotta-
that he's blocked.
Without looking,
Great.
and just
yeah, that,
Have a bonus die. So add another D10 as your tens.
extra cool, but let's
my
see if you
ancient
hit.
weapon.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
Look, I love it. Yeah, that's amazing.
And before that, can you pick one of those three randomly?
Excellent. That guy.
You're killing that guy, Ben.
I'm
Look,
killing
Killing random
cute
cultists
cultists.
number 3.
Can you look and
So a
see?
bonus die, so I can.
So you roll your tens
do
twice.
10s twice. That's right. Yeah. I don't need to.
36.
You got it.
Bitches.
Well, no, roll it just in case you get like
Oh, yeah, that's
06. Yeah.
No,
36.
36.
36. So
Right.
my ancient weapon doesn't backfire,
Yes,
Right.
consistently.
but I just keep my eyes on this
Yeah.
member of the.
As you
Line, as I
possibly
fire, yeah,
kill
yeah,
the other
that's
guy.
right, that's
Right.
right, yeah.
Okay. What's your damage?
Because I'm cool.
From point blank.
1d6.
Point
No,
blank.
no, I'm pointing at the coldest. Sorry,
Oh,
I was going
no,
to shoot
yeah.
the guy with the Chris stabbing her.
Oh, fantastic! Absolutely. Go.
Yeah. Because I don't care about my own safety. It's only-
Nice.
What a hero. You
Four.
are a hero.
4 hit points.
A true
I'm gonna borrow your
hero.
pencil.
A Gilbert and Sullivan hero.
Yeah, that's what killed me.
Okay, so you're doing that. Suddenly, this knife above you in this chant stops mid-sentence. The swirl that you'd begun to notice kind of just stops mid-swirl. So it's like it's frozen and swirl, so it
that's
doesn't
really
like
weird.
dissipate. It just stops like it's waiting to turn again as the guy sort of disappears and the Chris that he was holding clatters to the ground.
It's not weird.
Finch,
Alright, so
He drops the
have I got
drops
a-
the knife.
but not on Celeste.
Have I got a
No, yeah.
have I got a gentleman who's
Who
noticed
stood
me
in front of you? Yes.
and who's trying to bar my way for some reason?
Yeah, kind of. There's sort of like the head's down, the head comes up, and he's kind of got a snarl on his face. as he knows that you're somehow in the wrong place.
I'm gonna bite my lip and let the blood drip from my chin as I bring up my cowl.
Oh, awesome!
To meet his eyes.
Fantastic.
So I'll have blood dripping from my lip and down my chin.
That's absolutely a persuade with a
And I
bonus
will
die,
say,
please.
move out of my way.
Can you give me a persuade roll with a
Can I
bonus
say
die,
we are
please?
weird? We are doing a weird off at the moment. This is like who could?
John,
be
if you ever need me to move out of your way, I'm just in advance. I'm saying I'm totally cool.
Yeah,
with
the blood of the actuary is, I think,
The
a
blood of
great
the
band
actuary.
name.
The blood of the actuary.
the blood of.
I failed. I failed.
With the bonus die?
Yes.
98 or 82? 92 or 82?
92 or 82.
He bites his lip back at you, but like really hard, like he's like bitten through, and like a gush of blood comes down his face, and he like launches himself at you.
It's like
The blood of the
I would
actuary.
like to bring up my
Right.
handgun.
Cool. What's your dex, please?
50.
Okay, he's 60, so he's going to go first.
Yep.
how
So
Indiana
he's
Jones.
going to basically try and grapple you.
For sure.
Are you
As he should.
going to fight back, or are you just going to?
Of course. I'm Celeste.
Nice.
I do like that.
There's
so-
a prostitute who's lying on the ground and needs my help. I will help her.
Great.
Aw.
Okay.
I'm assessing the risks in front of me.
So he's dodging, and you are. Oh, so he's charging you. Are you going to try and dodge, or are you going to try and fight him?
There's blood in my mouth now.
Right.
And my character doesn't do well in this kind of situation, so I think I will have a more
Panicked?
panicked, yeah, but something's come over him.
Right.
Remember,
Yeah, maybe that last bit of blood you like licked off the.
Yeah, it's almost,
remember
yeah.
in this rule set you can push a roll. If you fail, you can
Yeah.
go again, and if you fail again, something really bad happens as a consequence of
You
your attack.
can't in this. I don't think you can do it.
Oh,
in
is
combat.
this the
That's
addition?
right, yeah.
It's
Oh,
like-
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
But
That was
So
a
you're-
persuade roll, so I could have.
You're-
I could have
you
if
could've
I
pushed
if
this-
I
you wanna
tried,
push it?
but it's too late now, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Oh, yeah.
yeah, well, so normally if you want to say you push, you make it. You've got to then succeed on the hard
That's
or
right.
the extreme. You didn't
Yeah.
really push your roll.
It would have been cool to push it in that
Yeah,
last
yeah.
one.
So
It's too late now. Yeah, I wish I
That's
thought of it.
That's right. That's right. Well, yeah, but then we would have missed out on all the blood.
No, that would have been part of it.
No, you just
Oh,
re-biting
you
your
can
lip.
bite
I would
your
have
lip,
just like
mate.
torn my lip open or something.
Yeah, just like
Anyway,
rip your
carry on, carry on. Carry
You
on.
should do that.
Okay, so,
So he
your
throws himself
blood's
at
in your
me.
mouth. You're throwing yourself at him.
No, he's throwing. He's got the dex. He's got
Yeah,
the
yeah.
dex
So he's
advantage, so
attacking you, but
attack
it's an
me.
opposed roll.
I want to throw him out of the way.
Cool. So
Yeah.
opposed
Opposed
brawl.
Do you know what? It's very true that an actuary would like study martial arts like judo.
Yeah, I succeed quite well.
Oh, okay. This guy does not
I
succeed
use
at
his
all.
weight.
Oh,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So what did you roll?
18.
I rolled a 74. Okay, so yeah, he goes at you. You somehow find some amazing blood lineage fight skill that basically deflects him and
I
sends
spit
him.
blood into his eyes as he's coming at me, blinding him as
And you
I.
send him crunching into the wall behind you.
Yeah.
Can you give me a damage roll 1d8 for hitting the wall? Please?
Oh,
8.
Oh. Okay. Wow. Yeah, he slumps, but he's still with us, but he's groggy. Great. You see this guy block this blade that you had not noticed coming towards Septimus's back, and you see the guy block it, and he turns and he exposes this Order of the Lion. What do you do?
So they're kind of, are they like just
yeah.
Chris to Chris? Chris
So that, yeah, so the Chris was coming down. He blocked the Chris, and then looked at Septimus
Oh,
and
you
turned
had to
his,
put it in there.
turned his lapel.
Alright.
And you can
should
see
jump.
him over.
I'm gonna,
You can see him over
I'm gonna do that jump.
Septimus's shoulder.
And I shoot the cultist.
I'm gonna jump in with my club on the
Great. Well,
Cudgel.
he's
Yes.
blocked. So can you give me a attack roll on him, please? And that was Maynard. Yes, Maynard.
I 60, yeah.
Let's try it now. Would you like to push the roll?
Go on, do it.
So you've got to succeed. A hard success, which is the
You
half.
say you can't push a attack roll.
We're revising that.
We're revising that just because.
So we can.
Actually, I think that's true.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, Derek's looking it up.
As in you don't.
Because he's
shoot
tied.
first.
He's in John's worst nightmare because he's tied immobile on an altar.
Yeah, what's Derek doing? I'm bored. I'm reading the rules.
Oh, no, we'll get back to Derek. He's looking that up at the moment. Hang on, or should we move to Tip Mumphrey whilst Derek looks up that rule?
The only thing is you have to justify to the keeper why you push the roll. Why the roll.
And I
can
don't
be
think you have to
pushed.
succeed on a hard or anything like that. It's just a really bad consequence if you fail.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, I think it's
I feel
one.
like-
Isn't it one step harder if you push?
Um,
Okay, maybe I misunderstood that.
Pushing skills.
Yeah, for each skill, a number of examples are provided.
Consequences. So yeah, you don't have to.
It's just a normal roll. It's just something really bad happens if you
Yeah.
fail it.
Okay, cool.
Like a fumble type thing,
Yeah.
So you're kind of like you've missed and then you're going to do the backhand.
yeah.
Ooh, are you going to?
But if you do, you might get a pimple or something on your face later.
I
Or
warned
become
you.
Cthulhu.
Stop trying to influence the keeper there, John.
You're the keeper.
I know he's trying to influence me by this pimple-laden idea.
Do you know
Yeah,
about?
no, I reckon. So I reckon I swing and miss with my cudgel, and then my offhand shoulder I'll just try and
Barge
knock
him?
him down,
Okay,
barge
cool.
him down.
This is the guy who's attacking me.
Yeah.
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 Cool. Thank you.
Well, you
Yeah,
ignored
I-
it and shot the other guys, so yeah.
Awesome.
So this what's that? Unarmed, I guess, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Brawl.
Ooh.
I succeed.
Yeah.
Even if you'd made me have to beat the hard, I would have succeeded.
Nice.
Yeah, take that.
So,
Murray.
what's your damage on unarmed? Because you must have a damage bonus, yeah?
1d3 plus my damage bonus of 1d4.
Nice.
Do you have a d3, John?
Oh, yes.
Ah, where's that?
Oh no.
Where's the Toblerone?
There's a Toblerone. It doesn't have any numbers on it. I'm just gonna roll a
Dicestormers.
d6.
Yeah, probably best.
Toblerone.
Probably best.
No, actually,
Oh,
as,
yes,
2
right.
and 4 make 6.
6? Yep.
when you do get into the fighting things, it says combat skills can't be pushed.
That's right.
Ah, but
We've done that. Well, he
This
didn't.
is-
He kind of barged. That was like
He
a double.
did, that's
yeah,
right.
It wasn't quite the same.
Anyway,
That's
so
more of a
6,
dance.
6 damage, and is he knocked out of?
You've really kind of taken the, and you hear something crack. He was
I'm a big guy.
yeah, you're a large man. Not so good for chases, although you did very well.
Well, I did
Great,
commandeer a cab.
cool.
I wasn't actually running.
You were
Fighting the biggest guy of my life.
fighting the biggest
Pickles.
guy of your life,
Yep.
Mike
How tall did
Pickles
you say he
Johnson.
was?
Okay, what are you doing?
6'20".
What's your dex?
My dex
7'8".
not good enough. 50.
Okay, his dex is higher.
Of course it is, because he's like literally in the clouds.
Yeah. 75. His dex is 75.
I am so ready for this. Bring it.
Okay,
Sprightly.
he is going to.
Can I get the? Is he confident? Because he was really cocky before. Would he confidently just stand there and let me do one hit on him, so that he can like stand there and man it off, and then
Boxes.
like you know something is like.
Are you gonna request a one punch?
I'm gonna request one punch to the gut. Nothing fancy, just one punch that I'm. If
So
you,
so you're gonna do like,
yeah, and he's gonna be like,
oh,
Yeah, gentlemen,
you know,
give
I'm
him the first punch.
thing is, I'm off the street. Like I grew up on the street.
give me a fast talk or persuade.
I think fast talk.
Hang on.
actually-
Let me look at this. Can I do no, not sleight of hand.
Like if you stopped and thought about it.
Acting.
Acting.
Yeah, I'm like, come on, one.
Okay.
And then he's
All right.
just, let's see,
Then you're gonna shoot him.
Like
Probably.
Indiana Jones.
28. Yes,
You
got it.
succeeded. You're acting. Okay, hang on. Let me.
Tick it off.
Tick it off, yeah, because we'll never do that.
Oh, shush.
I've ticked it off 3 times.
I've designed the next game I've designed for you has so much leveling. You'll be shocked. Shocked.
Do you know
Is
what?
it gonna be Maelstrom or we
That'll be it.
Every
Like,
single-
if you want a level, you have to play Maelstrom. Oh, like a sanity roll. Oh.
Yeah.
No, in real life, like make
Exactly.
a
I know,
freaking sanity
I
roll.
know how it works.
All right,
Okay.
yes.
All right. Yep. So he's like
Like,
Oh, that's so cool.
he nods.
and I've taken my robe off now.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, I'm on the ground, I'm
You're
getting
dancing?
ready.
You're dancing?
Yeah, I'm dancing. Ready? Here we go. One punch.
And run.
Okay.
I weigh 76 kilograms.
Unarmed. Where is it?
Brawl should be.
Brawl.
Down the bottom, is it?
Fighting brawl? Yeah, fighting brawl. Here we go.
It's not actually your.
Oh, what did you roll?
You rolled a 5.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Take it off.
Take it off.
Yeah. I hit his pancreas.
Yeah. You're gonna. I think you're
Which is
gonna.
now on the outside of his body.
Yeah, you're gonna double them over. Go on.
Roll the damage.
Oh, it's just because it's such a small fist. Anyway,
So what is that?
damage
Is it critical damage then? Do you roll? Do you get double
1d3
damage?
plus
I don't
DB.
know what a critical
I don't
hits
think
in.
I have a DB.
No? Okay.
I don't have a DB?
I reckon you
think
could
you
do
do
a critical
DB.
critical success.
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
I
That's
think
right.
I'm really a combat character.
Surely you could give him.
I've got
something.
plus 1d4, but I think I'm the only person at the table.
Oh, you're looking at it now, Derek? Is that what you're doing?
Sorry.
Yeah,
So,
I'm
2
my
damage.
unarmed. My unarmed.
2 hit points.
Roll again.
Yeah,
3.
5. Okay.
That's maths.
I'm 1d3 plus 1.
Are you like a negative or something?
Oh no, he got the damage bonus because he's like a really good fighter.
Yeah.
I'm just
76 kilos.
yeah.
Yeah, you don't have a damage bonus.
Oh, yeah, probably.
He took 4 from the gun, didn't he? 4. And
Welcome to role playing, the game of maths.
Absolutely. We haven't
Your
got
mental
them yet.
arithmetic.
How
and
do
acting.
Pickles feel that one? Is there like a mutual bit of respect when he just punches me in the face?
It waves through his gut.
And what did we say? What was the damage you did on your barge?
8.
8.
8.
Oh yeah, you really
Cool.
Well, I think he
Right.
hit the ground.
I
think I knocked him
Celeste,
over.
Yes.
you notice
This is stuff before.
that if you wiggle, there is a little bit of give.
All right.
So you'll need to succeed in a hard dex roll
Oh.
to maybe get your hand free, but it's going to take a couple of rounds to do so.
All right. A hard dex
So
roll
you're
is a
half.
12. Half.
Yeah. half.
30. All right. 1.
What?
Yeah, so
That is the best thing you could possibly roll. You didn't even believe it.
0, 0, 0, 0.
I love that. Oh wait, what?
Yes.
John said a 1.
It really is.
Verifiably a 1.
It's a 100. It's a 1. Oh my gosh.
So you thought, I'm tied down.
Oh wait.
Oh wait, oh no, apparently I wasn't. So your hand is now free.
You've been in these situations
At
before.
that moment, you realise that you see. So as you're looking at your hand, you notice that the
Mist.
mist starts to swirl, and you notice that a slightly less confident voice has restarted the chant.
Right. Can I immediately start trying to untie my other
Absolutely.
hand?
So you're doing that.
The blade that fell out of the dude's hand when he got shot, is that
Give me a luck.
perhaps near me?
On a 1.
I feel like
it's
that's
like
fair.
Oh, that was for getting out. Oh, yeah.
Jerry's
Like-
character
like-
has been in this situation before. And he's knows how to get out of it.
5!
Oh, come on! Yes, it's amazingly lying right next to you. Quick,
I grabbed that and I
Slice.
okay,
sliced.
you're doing that.
Okay.
Right.
Can
back.
you check the dice, please? That is,
So,
My turn?
yes, back to Septimus.
Anti-Nathan.
Now that the guy who's directly between me and the cultist who is doing the ceremony has been knocked out of the way,
Yes.
I just continue to walk forward, holding out my revolver, still locking eyes with Mr. Partnership guy.
Okay.
Until then, I whip my head round, just say, "Die, bitches!" and fire again.
hang on.
So your no, wait. I'd just like to know
Does
your
that fit there?
antique handgun.
Yeah,
Historical.
How many shots does it have?
two per load.
2 per
yeah,
load,
yeah,
okay.
right. So it's the other chamber.
Cool,
It's
cool.
got the two
So,
barrels.
A critical fail, 95.
Does it backfire?
Or 96. No, 96 is a critical fail.
Ooh.
1 off a critical fail.
Yeah. So he's kind of chanting as he stands up. So you shoot wide.
Yeah.
You shoot high.
Yeah.
You're gonna now need to take a round.
That's gonna
Yeah.
hurt.
Reload. All around you, you
I
start
feel
to notice
crestfallen.
lots of other people beginning to show their line
Lots?
orders. Well, there's about
The entire
four
lot.
It's actually the
not
cult
quite.
itself.
It's not quite.
Crap.
It's almost like, so if you were to have a drone shot, the people on the points of the pentagon are in place. Behind them is like a line of a defensive line, if you like, and then there's in the other cultists there are actually some other people who are beginning to try and struggle with those cultists.
Cool.
To try
We're not
and
alone.
get into the pentagon.
There are other allies
Yes.
around. Okay.
Okay, so I start reloading my
Right,
handgun
you're reloading?
frantically.
Do I notice this?
You have just smashed someone out of the place, and they're sort of groggy against the wall behind you. The next person who would have been your next target on your way to the
Steps
altar
in front of me.
steps in front of you, and they
Oh.
show your
Oh.
order
Wait,
of the line.
you mean like? Oh, I flash my what's this little lion thing? What is this thing?
Can I say I had mine in my tray?
Oh, fantastic! And did they let me pass?
They just nod
Yeah.
to you, and then they move.
I'm
on
gonna
to the
run
next
towards
goals.
Celeste. To try
Mine's
and
in my
help her.
other robe.
Yeah.
Oh wow! How did that
so
get
Oh,
there?
John, you know the best part? Everybody thinking me looks all night. They're like, yeah, we gotta bring it up. We gotta bring it up on camera. I'm just like, I love you guys, but
So we'll just
I love.
just before that, we'll get there. Johnny, what do you do? What's
Oh, so the
happening?
way's clear for me too.
The way is clear for you.
Thanks, John.
Yeah. How far?
I've had it for
You said there
months.
was like a defensive line.
So you've got the altar, a line which is actually intersecting pentagrams. So there's at least 10 cultists in that inner line. Then there's an outer line which is now all in melee with each other. And so you could probably get to one of the guys who's standing still, like they aren't engaged
Yeah.
in the combat. They
I'm just
are.
gonna bull rush straight at him
Sweet.
Awesome.
Give us
because
some.
that's what I do.
Absolutely.
So I just start charging.
Clear the way for me so my shot becomes easier.
Yeah, pretty much.
Not on a 95. Like,
What do I roll to?
That's
There's not-
pretty much.
Brawl.
It's
Brawl?
Brawl. Yeah.
I don't really know who I'm brawling
But you have to
against.
go.
Just against
Yeah,
everyone.
I've got who you're brawling against.
So the chanting started again.
I succeed.
Oh my gosh, our rolls
15.
are amazing.
Said my
15.
95.
I succeed.
Yeah, this guy
I don't-
doesn't
I don't
know what hit him because he's facing inwards. So
Yeah.
you essentially crash tackle him.
he just like falls down and breaks all teeth on front.
Can you give me the damage roll, please?
Yeah.
Nuts.
And is was that a hard or an extreme success?
No, it's just
Just a hard success.
Just a hard, yeah. 5.
Okay, cool. And you plus your damage bonus, or was that?
Yeah, that
did
is.
you do? Okay, cool.
I love this. This is the best fight
Right.
ever.
So, yeah, when that happens, the connection seems broken. That one of the points is now
Ooh.
stopped. The mist pauses again, but there's kind of a when you crash tackle him and you step into that, you notice you sort of get a sense of anger generating from the mist. Like you've got an angry mist
Oh,
around your
Nigera.
ankles.
Sorry.
Maybe.
Annoy
Jeff
you
Boyle.
with 1,000 youngs at
I'm-
young and
I'm looking at the guy. Is he going to take a swing back?
He's
I cracked him in the ribs.
he's doubled over and he stands
Yeah.
back up.
Knee to the face.
Glass jaw.
Can I just...
Oh.
Straight in the back of the head.
He shows you.
Do I see it? I'm in rage. I don't know.
Make a spot hidden.
Yes. Make it
But before,
Like, I honestly went like this.
Okay,
I'm
yeah,
so
yeah.
proud of myself.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep, all good.
I gave him a chat. I literally started a fight and he
Make a
just...
spot in.
Nah.
Okay, just before pause you there. Someone rushes through to you on the altar, and they also reveal to you their thing as they start to sort of reach for your.
I go like this.
Oh! Now we can
Where are
reveal
these
that
coming from?
one of the things that we wanted to do was get Order of the Lion pins for everybody, except for Nathan, who came up with it. So I got them, and I made sure that I gave everyone one.
It's so cool.
So that they could all wear them tonight, and Nathan wasn't going to have one. So when he's talking to you about it's over there, it's not. I haven't given him one. He doesn't have it.
Quick question. Here's the thing, right? Everybody calls me up before the game. They're like, I have no idea where my character sheet is. Do you know where my character sheet is? And I'm like, no, Murray has them. And I'm the one that gets... I love it. That was
There you
amazing.
go, Nate.
See,
Welcome to the Order of the Lion.
Welcome to the Order of the Lion. Speaking of fans of the Dice
You guys
who've
are
watched
amazing.
this far,
Yeah.
there are a limited number of Order of the Lion pins available, and we know that it's an exclusive group that can only have a certain number of members worldwide. If you would like to
Unless
be
you find
a
the website where we
Dicestormers
found
member of Order of the Lion, send us a message. Probably will involve something to do with a stamped self-addressed envelope for us to post it to you, but we will do that. And you
We
can
learned
all
that
be
when we
members
set
of the
these
Lion, and you
up.
can walk around doing this to people, and most of the people in the world will just look at you funny. But if they are one of us, we will know who you
Can
are.
I just say that'd be amazing if you actually did that in the street? You did it like at like PAX or something. It's just like
That would
Oh,
be cool.
next
I
time we
would
do
love that.
packs, we can all just do this
Yes.
and see how many people turn. There's like none. We're like, okay, go again. We did that. So he turns and
okay.
he shows you,
And you
having
failed
left
this
him
one.
hidden. You don't see it. He's standing there, kind of expectantly. Give us another spot hidden. Let's push that spot hidden.
No,
What's your spot here?
25.
Oh, you rolled a 24 just then, though.
No, we're at 34.
Oh,
I
Sure
rolled-
enough,
Alright, you
he's
punch
going to
him.
whack you then.
Go, hit me.
All right, here we go.
you
Max.
can take it.
Can I just say, the rapport that we've had so far with this guy, me and him, we've been jostling
Oh,
down the
you've
stairs.
got his respect. Yeah, that punch was great. He
Oh,
loved that punch.
oh.
But
That's why he showed me the bet. Oh, now I feel
now he's
bad.
going to punch you back.
Yeah.
Not when he rolls 100.
Does he punch the wall
Swing and a
behind him?
miss.
As he's about to punch you,
His rib breaks.
he's crash tackled from the side by a
Oh.
cultist who basically launches into his like really vulnerable rib cage, and he kind of like folds over this guy like a really hard hit, and the guy just sort of sends him flying, but he isn't dislodged, and he then turns menacingly.
Folds like a cheap poker hand.
That's right, and he looks at you.
I'm like,
And this guy clearly is not a member of the Order of the
Oh, right.
can I do this? Can I do the acting again and be like, well,
Come on, dude. I don't think it's gonna work.
It's not gonna work.
okay, here we go, ready?
You'll need to roll quite well, shall we say?
3?
Can we swap? Because I rolled 100.
What a 3
He's
get?
confused. He's like, and he's obviously seen what you've done. And
Who are you
You've
making?
got to get a
So
free
he-
hit.
This guy who's just crash
Just
tackled
crash
the
tackled.
other
and
guy.
he sort of stood up, and then he's been met by that, and you can see that he saw you punch the other guy.
Yeah.
So he knows how good your punch
So
is.
he's thinking and
He's
really not-
thinking. So he's distracted about how am I going to try and work out that I get to punch first rather than you get to punch first. So
That's
we'll
the
leave
point.
that there. Celeste, you're on the altar. You
I'm reloading.
cut your. So that's after Celeste's action. So you've cut the hands, and this other guy's coming. He's undone one foot.
Okay.
So your 3 limbs are free.
The guy who's currently trying to figure out what's going on with Nathan.
Yes.
Can I stab him in the back?
So no, because you've got the altar, the broken pentagram, and then you'd have to throw the Chris.
Right.
That could possibly go wrong.
What about if I was to
pentagram
leap
guys.
off the table with the 1 foot still on the table, 1 foot on the ground, like a good love scene in a 1940s musical? You always got one
I
foot
would
on
be
the,
watching
on the,
anything.
on the floor,
Yes.
and then stab a
Did you know
cultist.
that shake a leg comes from,
Comes from that?
being coming from on board ship, and when they would check whether you were awake, if a lady's leg came out, they would leave it. So they would shake your leg to get you awake. So if it was a lady's leg, it would be like, oh, they brought a lady on board, so we'll leave them to it. But they would shake your leg.
Why did they need to know you were awake?
To wake up, to get moving.
Yeah,
Shake a
okay.
leg.
Shake a leg to be on your shift, presumably.
Yes.
All right.
I love your facts, Murray.
love it.
Oh, have you seen Serenity, Derek?
Yes.
You know when the girl does the thing where she's on the ground and goes like,
That's the one.
"Wah!" and just like spins around and cuts everybody's legs off?
It's
Yes.
not quite that long, but you certainly on the pentagram with your Dex leap,
Yep.
you could probably get at least 3 of the nearest pentagram point holders.
All right. Go for one.
Great.
The closest one.
Closest one, great. That'll be your weapon skill.
This is not very good. 61. So no.
Yeah, you. It was brilliant in your mind, and the fact that your 1 foot's tied to the altar is slightly, and you swing and miss.
All right.
And they look up because this chance finished. The mist is angry. You swing the knife. You're free.
And
So
then-
you and this guy on the who's helping you.
On the
you're,
altar.
You're in there.
What do their eyes look like?
Look, they're kind of
Hazel.
for those of us who are
Beautiful baby blue.
either those of us who are insomniacs will have children that like very dark rimmed, haven't had sleep, need to perform action. So they're kind of
Post-convention.
automatonic, but they're not lifeless, but they're certainly deeply fatigued.
They're kind of inset, like they're just
Yeah, it's like they're sunken into their heads.
All
So
right.
you're reloading.
Yes.
Right.
While
7
they-
hours
When I
later.
come back to you, you are reloading.
All right. So how many cultists are left on the pentagram?
So one's been crash tackled. So there's still 9 on the pentagram. 3 of them are now focused on Celeste, and so there's 2 intersecting pentagrams.
Oh, I was like, I know how many points there are on a pentagram. You are-
Yeah.
I concentrated in year 4.
Yeah.
So there's 9, but 3 of them are now focused on them. They have stepped off because the chance stopped. So there's 10 in total because the lead guy wasn't on the pentagram either.
And there's items on each of the points.
On the points of the pentagram on the altar were 2 uteruses, a kidney, a heart, and a stomach.
Okay. Do they seem like they have energy in them?
It looks to you, if you give me an idea roll, please, actuary man.
Yeah, I had a critical success.
3.
Yes. What's going on?
See, this is our
You
personal
haven't
joke.
rolled,
Load
you
the
haven't rolled a
dice.
2 yet, but
How many under 5s have we rolled?
That's crazy. It looks to you in a glimpse of insight that the mist was attempting to reach and connect in the pentagram with those 5 organs and somehow create something with Celeste.
I'm going to race towards the organs
Okay.
to destroy them.
Okay, cool.
With
Dun.
Well, I have a handgun, but I imagine they probably also have a Chris from the museum.
Yep.
Is that right?
yeah, they were in the ropes, weren't they?
So I'm going to try to
Yeah, you've each got a
destroy
Chris.
them with the Oh yeah, with the ropes. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. So you
I can get there, can't I?
You can get there because they're kind of still stuck on their spots, not knowing to come off.
Yeah,
their
I'll
spots.
take them straight off the spot as my first action and
Great.
start destroying them.
Okay.
In a
so-
bloodlust.
Right.
I love it. It's like I attack the inanimate object. I swing my sword at the.
So when you get with Chris or with handgun?
Hey, Chris.
Chris? Right. So you get to the altar. You raise. How are you? Show me how you.
I'll
raising
take them
your Chris.
straight off the altar first.
So
That's
you're
my
going to
first
swipe
action.
it off.
I'll grab them because
All
they're not
5?
very large.
Oh, there was enough room for a person to be spread amongst
spread
them,
out.
so they're quite wide. You can get to 1, maybe 2 of the organs.
So I'll,
and the
I'll
cultists
grab,
are still
I'll
standing
grab
on the
the
altar?
first organs I can grab first
So you get
and take it off the altar
You
first.
get 1 heart and 1 uterus.
Yeah, great.
Okay. So
That
you
sounds wonderful.
gathered those. Can you give me a sanity check, please?
And the cultist who was doing the stabbing and who I shot is still standing behind.
He's kind of he's got
Yep, I
something.
succeed.
You hear a voice in your head which seems to emanate up through you, which is basically calling out to you, yes, unite us.
Mm-hmm. In heaven, I'm gonna take
Yeah.
I'm gonna take them off the altar.
Cool. You hear a kind of a, only in your ears, but you would think that it's all around the entire room, this scream of distress and loss and agony that seems to generate. Can you give me another sanity roll, please?
Oh, it's a Murray game.
It's a Murray game.
I succeed.
Yeah, so the scream.
Murray's so disappointed.
Yeah, well, there's only been 1 fail over here.
Yeah.
This in
Ben's Murray's.
Ben's
Murray's
second
personal
shot failed.
favourite.
Everyone else hasn't failed a thing. Cool. Yeah. So you hear this scream. Yeah. So probably the impression that it leaves you most is loss, not anger or retribution, just loss.
I will reunite you once I've destroyed you.
Cool.
Eviscerated.
Harry, you've crash tackled this guy off the point of this pentagram. He's pretty pasted on the floor. You stand up. There's cultists all around you who are turning. So you've got at least 2 more who just turn their heads towards you. What do you do?
Yeah, the awkward guy in the corner laughing.
Are they near each other or are they completely?
Yeah, so
opposite
there's the
of
2
me?
intersecting pentagrams. So essentially
Yeah.
you've taken 1 point, and 2 nearest points turn towards you.
All right, I'll
Have a go.
charge at one of them.
Right. Just barge it on. Alright, great.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
Maybe I should swing it.
It works.
I reckon. Is he within club reach?
Absolutely within club reach.
Yeah, so I reckon I'll just
Swing.
swing at one of them.
Swing the club.
I succeed. 19. It's pretty good.
Alright, roll for damage.
This is a
He's
different
not
way to play
dodging.
games. Roll
Succeeded.
well and just have everything work.
Mary, what
Eight.
was it that it asked me to
8
say
damage.
to do?
Unitas.
Unitas.
Oh, John. Oh, no.
Because I was just checking.
Three organs to go, John.
Oh, okay, cool. I've just picked them up so
Just
far,
move
haven't
around.
I?
Yeah, you've gathered 2. If you walk around the altar, you can gather the other 3.
Okay, cool. I was just checking.
Of course you will. Cool. Sorry, how much damage? was it?
8.
8.
8.
Wow. Okay.
You one off
Yeah, he
No, 2 of them.
slumps to the ground with a gaping head wound that you've just given him with your club. Tick Mumphrey. So, we left you mid. He's going to pull out.
If I remember correctly, this is what happened, Murray. I looked at him and said, 1 free punch, and he said, huh? And I was like, huh? And I went,
Oh, you're just
"Wait,
going to punch. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely,
I think you might have broken the rules of etiquette if this gets out. You,
Oh, no. He agreed, because he went like this. He was like, huh?
no.
Yeah,
That was like,
Oh.
Hang on, let's go. We're gonna go.
Look, if a cultist,
We're gonna go to the cameras here.
if a cultist survives today, you might be called out on that. But okay, go on.
The cultist survived today.
There we go. Ready? Bow. 61. Did you roll a fail on a 61 as well?
Probably, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You miss.
I punch him in the stomach, and he just stands there. I'm like, oh, that's
You're meant to loosen your goblin
Right.
wall.
Okay, he punches back.
Then I go like this, just.
Too little, too late.
I
I'm
don't
literally-
think. Oh, he does. He lands his punch.
Can I
On
just be
your
honest?
chin, but-
That's what should have happened. Like, I am not a strong individual.
on your chin. For 1 damage.
Oh no!
Glancing blow.
Glancing blow.
So.
And you're dead.
Welcome to the game.
Yes. And he's not a wizard in first edition D&D.
No, but I was,
He
and I
could be.
died immediately.
So
Back
I
to
walked
you,
all the
you
way.
reloaded.
So where is the guy who was doing the cutting?
So what you witness is melee mayhem
And I'm
all
walking
around
through
you.
it in slow motion.
You're walking through it in slow motion. The mist is
Reloading.
parting towards you. You see in slow motion Finch Diggle run to the altar, grab 2 of the organs off it, and have it paused like he's having a conversation with someone.
Yeah.
You see Celeste miraculously get her hand out and then
Yeah.
cut her hand free, and then someone join her. She leaps off with 1 foot still attached to the altar and
Yeah.
tries to stab, but it kind of looks ineffectual. The lead guy from behind, the one who was doing the leading of the chanting, stands up. Your last bullet went over his head.
That's right.
He's currently got no crisp because it's in Celeste's hands. He starts a chant where he seems to be pushing the mist towards you. The mist starts to funnel itself towards you.
Don't stuff this one up.
I'm going to unload both barrels at him.
Okay.
My,
Oh, you got a very.
You
It's
can
a
shoot 'em
double
both at
barrel.
once?
yes!
Yeah.
Scratch my little finger around both triggers.
Yeah. Double trigger. Yeah.
And I'm basically breaking to a run. I want as point a blank a shot as possible.
Okay, cool.
So I can maybe get
Point
an
a
So
advantage.
you're running into the mist
Yes.
that's coming towards you. Okay,
Fighting style.
Does it go inside my mouth and into my soul?
through you. But
can
yeah,
can I get an advantage roll on the attack?
given the mist that's obscuring, you're going to have to pretty much run into it and shoot where you
Okay.
think he was.
Okay,
So
excellent.
they kind of cancel each other out.
Okay. And 1 misses. And the other one...
Don't miss.
10!
Yeah. Okay, so you're 10.
And max damage 6.
He just got like this. His
Yep.
head just goes.
No. So it smashes him in the upper left chest, which is kind of close to where his heart is. But he's kind of like he's being held up by something that's maybe not just him.
Oh.
Meanwhile, this mist
How
is
mystical.
in your mouth, it's in your eyes, it's in your nose. It seems to be burrowing through you. Can you give me a sanity check,
Fantastic.
please?
I'd love to, because that's not at all disturbing.
No, it is very disturbing. Yes.
71 is a failure.
Oh, I rolled a 6.
Oh,
Yay! Come on, with the keeper? Oh, okay, fine. Excellent.
hooray!
It's not me. Yay.
You get this sense of, again, the major sense you get penetrating you in every fibre of your being is the sense of loss. And this idea, and you're pretty sure you can hear a voice in your head saying, you know, but with a bizarre kind of cosmic sadness to it, like every ounce of sadness in the universe is kind of poured into this thought in your head.
Cool.
It sends you just a little bit of something.
Shove Nicky Earth at his 1,000 yarn.
Well,
Yeah, did you think about that when you shot?
It's like those really sad bits in Gilbert and Sullivan. No, there aren't any.
oh, no, the death of Jack Point at the end of
Yeah.
the Vermin of the Garden.
I don't think
Go and watch it now.
I don't think that's been written yet, though.
Oh!
You just got out history.
Out history!
No, I think you might.
Vermin of the Garden.
Yeah, look-
Oh,
he's on it, he's on it.
Oh, man, how do you
no, I
feel?
think you'll find it is written by 1888. Yeah.
We'll edit it out later.
Yeah,
Right.
Mike.
He might need to
Oh,
suffer some
wow.
aficionado damage.
I'm sorry.
Reputational damage. What year?
Oh, let's check it. Let's check
Yeah,
it.
Gilbert and Sullivan. Sorry, you were not meant to
Carry
say
on.
that.
No, this is Griffin.
1888.
Critical.
1888. What date? Roll down.
Third
The
of
premiere date.
October.
If it's November, you're at if it's
3rd of October.
3rd of October. Oh, boom!
By how many weeks?
It's really recent, like really recent.
Like, seriously, Murray's
Yeah,
sweating
and
right
it's-
now.
and of
You
course-
can't tell, but,
But
Murray
where
is
was Yeoman
sweating.
of the Guard set? In the Tower of London.
So you
Can I take an additional sanity damage?
You can.
You should get an XP.
You know what? You're just like, dude, like.
You should get an XP for that, Ben, because you clashed with.
So you two
A single tear rolls down my face, but on both sides.
Yeah. So you two can use
I'm gonna roll sanity on that one.
You two can
that
use
hurt my
real world
brain.
knowledge in your role playing game about GNS dating.
Hello, welcome back to the history.
Welcome back to the game.
London is
You may have tuned
London
out.
is gripped by the fear of Jack the Ripper, and Gilbert and Sullivan are writing comics.
are writing
Whoa.
comics.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
absolutely.
All right.
Escapism. Right. So you're there, Finch.
I think I go after Nathan.
Yes. Did I come back to you?
I think we've been going.
No,
Yeah.
because I
Around.
dodged Celeste because of the order of the thing. So I think we'll put you in there now, so you're free.
Okay. So I'm
One of these cultists who you swung their knife at is coming at you.
okay. I think I need to get myself off this altar. So I'm
yeah,
gonna
the order of the
Cray
line
cray
goes a bit
idea.
crap at the second knot. It's like, oh, it's like the Gordian thing. He's like, oh, I don't know how to do this. All right, you're going to cut it through.
It's a double hitch.
Yeah.
I'll cut that off.
Great. You're now free.
Maybe if I stand up on the altar and kind of do it like that.
Does the guy try and stop it though, or is he just looking?
Oh, he's kind of
Doesn't leave his position.
doesn't leave his position, and he's kind of being held. It's almost like what's holding him up isn't enough to make him do much more other
Yeah,
than keep
cool.
him upright with his single remaining hit point.
All right. So I'm free.
You're free, and you're
That's
jumping
right.
up on the altar.
Yes.
Okay, cool. You notice Finch Diggle has
Not insane.
a heart and a uterus.
I'm freeing you from the ritual.
Are you moving around the altar?
It's not my action.
Okay, it's all happening simultaneously. though. You're up on the altar,
Okay.
and you've cut yourself free. So that's your action.
That's my go.
You-
I would like to shout, "It's in the mist!"
Right. You hear a shout. It's in the mist.
It's in the mist.
Yes, there's melee all around you. There are seemingly enough Order of the Lion members to be grappling with cultists, except for like the ones that are facing you. So there's two on Harry. There's one on Tip. Finch is obsessed with organs. And
What are
you're
you
obsessed
talking
with
about? I'm literally trying to get the organs off to stop the ritual.
Okay, what are you doing? It's now
It's your action.
I'm getting the organs and putting them into my coat to get them off the altar to stop the ritual.
Okay, can you roll me a 1d3,
Quick question.
please?
What's the risk when the voice in your head is telling you to do something and you
2.
do it?
You get... So you take the first 2 in that last turn, you move around to the top, you get a kidney and another heart.
Excellent, and I
So-
put them into my jacket
Yep,
to get
you've
them
got-
out of there
you've got 4.
to
Can
stop
you
the ritual.
Can you give me
stop
one
the
more
ritual.
sanity roll? You're going to get more calls to you.
Yeah, I succeed.
He hasn't looked at it.
I know.
Succeed. Totally 83.
Three is.
Yeah, it's a fail.
Yay! I rolled another 6. Amazing.
So I'm probably, I might be temporarily or maybe even permanently insane by now. And Murray, why don't you choose for me and then not, just let me know how it goes.
Okay, I'll let you know how it goes. Oh yes, I couldn't have chosen.
Cool.
better.
You just let me know how that goes.
Okay, I did not. You saw, random.
Oh yeah.
You are
Desperately to-
compelled by belief. Listen to me. What has just happened has hit you like a thunderbolt, and you have a sudden insight that massively confirms one of your held beliefs or ideology. The voice inside you is.
I just need to put the
You
organs
just
into.
need to bring the organs
into-
together.
What am I doing?
Yeah.
I'm putting
Around,
them into my jacket.
around you, there begins a swirl of mist that is kind of stays.
It's not my fault
Stays
that
with you. No, no.
It's so brilliant.
That I'm pushing the plot forward.
Well, I could have pushed the plot forward myself if you'd rolled worse, but you guys are rolling.
Yeah,
so
we're
well.
like, we go in there, we kill everybody, and then the other people who are not killed all are badges.
All right. You. Oh!
Fatal flaw.
Oh, you're right.
Oh, it's like,
Yeah, you know, but you're
That
lucky the
is
back's
a
on it because if the back
I
was
know.
on it, you'd just
I
stuck
know.
it in your flesh.
You know what? But I'm Tip Mumfrey. I can take a punch, maybe.
Well, a weak punch. Because
Maybe
that's what he
once.
threw.
Yeah.
Right. This guy's crumpled. The guy behind you, you feel arms kind of try and grapple you, which
No
is
kiss.
surprising because you're quite wide. Yes.
Maybe he's even
Um,
wider.
All right. Can I?
Judo throwing.
And they're
Could be
not
going
only are they surprised when they come around your girth and lock, they're strong. Yep,
They're locked.
they are locked. So we should have an opposed strength roll.
You get
Yeah.
a Hulk moment where you're like,
Yeah, I'm gonna try and.
Yeah. Harry Fitzroy, Harry the Hulk.
So what am I rolling? Strength.
Strength. Yeah.
oh, quick question. Are you rolling strength to break, or are you going to like hit the wall behind you with him on it?
I don't think there's a wall behind me,
Uh,
but
Oh.
that'd be good.
I was just saying that might give you
I think
advantage.
I think it's an opposed to hold and break. I'm trying to hold. You're trying to break.
Yeah. I succeed narrowly.
Can I ask that?
Read my dice, please, Ben.
One's a 9 and the other's a 90.
What's that equal in this game?
I think he just-
99.
I think that equals broken wrists.
I think he ripped a bicep. So when you
Dislocated
break,
shoulder?
his biceps kind of ripped. So
God,
he's
this
got
his
like
arm falls
yeah.
off.
Well, it's not quite that, but he's
No,
not
he's torn a muscle.
He's doing something serious. You've really ended his career as a strongman in the circus. You know.
Yeah, the weight room in the like cultist
That's
section
noisy.
really wasn't
So
that.
can you just give me your normal brawl damage, please? Because he's not happy.
Oh, yeah.
He is not happy.
I'm good at
I think you need a. Oh dear God.
Is that brawl damage or brawn
Oh,
damage?
7.
No, that's
That's
a
a six.
D3. So that's 4.
4.
It doesn't sound as impressive.
Yeah.
Like in D&D, like I did 78 damage. It's like I did 3 damage.
Yeah,
like,
but you've only got 13 hit points, so
Yeah.
it's like, well,
Yeah.
you're gone. Cool. So we've currently got some, very, very weak-looking cultists. Okay, so you've broken free. You can
Torn
see
bicep is about 4 hit
you can see the altar. The cultists that were around that might have been, they saw you smack one and then break free of their strongest member quite easily. And so the path is open to the altar.
path is open
You,
to all
however,
of us.
see a very bloody-looking finch with blood dripping down his mouth
Oh my
and
God.
all over his hands
Oh my
as
God.
he moves around the altar. Can you give me a spot hidden in that moment?
I thought he was gonna ask me for a sanity roll.
No,
no.
was that?
I succeeded on my spot hidden.
You see that there are the 5 points of the altar which had organs on them when Celeste was lying down. Celeste is now standing in the middle of that pentagram by her
Where
own
did you go
choice.
back?
Johnny, it's okay.
Can I just point that out?
Johnny, it's okay. It's okay, guys. I've got the order of the line.
You also see that there's kind of a swirl around.
Order of the line, guys. Order of the line. I'm okay.
Cool. Tip.
I'm alright,
You're
guys.
a cool guy. You're a cool guy.
I'm alright.
Alright. I took a punch. Gonna get up, gonna crack the deck twice.
Okay.
Uh-huh. And just
Well, given the last punch, he's all for it.
Alright. And I go up and I go for a punch.
Okay.
4.
Oh my god.
I just didn't have the first one. I didn't get my shoulder in.
Sometimes
You
you
know what I
roll
mean?
2 at some point because
It's the only one we haven't rolled
it's
yet.
the only one you haven't rolled.
Statistics.
Okay, you absolutely smack him. Can you roll me double damage? One.
Yeah, right in the rim. I
That's
see with that.
amazing.
Yeah, damage. All right, what's damage? It's 1d3.
Yeah, so just 2d3.
3, 2.
Right.
That's 5 damage.
Yeah. Oh, he's kind of
Like a
knocked.
sack of potatoes.
And when he
falls.
comes back, there's a real kind of look of respect that punch was much better than the last one.
I'm freaking out slightly now because I hit people once and that's it. That's all I
Yeah,
got.
yeah.
Like he didn't fall down.
So, okay, so you're
no.
freaked out. He's slightly freaked out because he hasn't been punched that hard. He punches back.
I love that.
When he hits you.
All this is going on. You're just having a one punch.
I know.
Fight.
And it's like
How did you rescue a guy? I engaged in
All this
several.
epic stuff is going on, and you two are having this honourable fight.
yeah.
There's all this melee around you.
It's kind of like it's like one of the,
Fate of the
damage.
world.
one damage.
it's like this. It's like when we went like this. Like we stand still. One person punches the other person in the face, and then you see if they stand, and then they get a shot, and then you get
Yeah.
a shot. It's very honourable.
It's very honourable, while the fate of the world is.
That's right,
You're
yeah.
helping.
Just in the background.
I'm the person helping the most.
Right, both barrels discharged.
Oh no.
He's. You're pretty sure he's being held up by something unnatural.
You should throw your gun at him.
You know that this big hole here
Yeah.
that should have put him down.
Hit him again.
Quick question. One of your character traits was that no matter how many times they took a gun away from you, you always had a gun on you. That was one of the character
Yeah,
traits.
until he met
Really
a police
remember.
officer who took all his guns away from him.
But the whole
Except
point
for
is,
this one.
except
Except
for
for this one.
But what about the other one?
One.
There's no Chris. I
You have a Chris in your
of my
robes.
own. Yeah, okay, so I'm going to draw my Chris to leap over the altar at him, past her, and just go, get off, bye!
So you're going to take a flying leap, or are you
Yeah,
going to do
yeah.
like a pole vault with the Chris?
I don't think I know how to do that.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I'm
Give
just,
me a
I'm just going to run at him and jump.
great.
to
Give
the
me a dex then,
It's
please.
a very stage. You do a lot of stage
I
fighting.
am.
Yeah, stage fighting.
Yeah, that's right.
So it's all very.
Except this is with a real weapon, which would be very shocking.
6!
It's crazy. I'm waiting for the game where you're rolling 95, 96.
Oh, don't worry.
Oh, we've done that.
No,
I've done that for the
doing
last like 20 years.
Okay, so sure enough, and for anyone watching in slow motion, yeah, you kind of take perfect hurdler's technique as you like the leg comes up to the side and you just clear. And you're
There's
standing.
slow-mo of
you're
me
s-
going-
You're standing. You're standing on the altar as he like sails past you. Chris,
Do you see
raised.
wink?
Whoa.
And I go,
Wait. We'll get there. So
That's
you land,
amazing.
and what are you doing?
I'm stabbing him in the face.
Stab him in the face.
Do I get an advantage die?
Absolutely.
Okay, excellent.
Because it won't make any difference. You roll like a 1 on the first 2.
Can I just say, I love that John's like, I'm going to help you.
Oh no, 47. That's okay. I can.
I'm helping.
Oh,
Wow. That is insane.
Tell me how he dies.
oh,
so I come flying over, like I look at her, lock eyes. I feel encouraged, and
Inspiration.
my blade just buries itself in his heart, and up, sort of like Curry style, up in the ribs, and we just together embrace as blood starts to stream out of his eyes and
lovely.
mouth,
Okay,
and
so
we
you
crash.
And there's that-
forward into him.
there's that moment where you stab him and the camera is so close that you're not sure if he stabbed
he
you
stabbed me.
or
Oh,
you
yeah,
stabbed
yeah.
him and then he...
Yeah, there's that moment where you're both like, oh,
That's right.
and you're
Yeah.
falling forward. You
Yeah.
are so
Don't do
distracted
it. Don't spoil the
by
movie.
I'm not gonna
The
Septimus
TV show.
going past.
Yep.
that you don't notice Finch.
Just collect.
Collecting more organs.
So do you grab the last organ?
It's what the people
It's
want.
what the people want. At that moment, you grab the last
It's what the Thousand Young
organ.
would like.
You have a sense.
You're
In the
pregnant.
Bluey
Oh.
Maguire farm.
You have a sense of acceptance. That you get a sense of belonging, and you hear that voice that you heard. Yes, you are the one. You have united us. This vortex around you starts to spin very quickly.
And then Chris to
You're gonna need.
stab into Derek as I go.
I love this.
Murray's just like,
Murray's like-
wait.
I was just gonna suck you away somewhere else, but okay. So
What,
yeah,
what
so
do you
this,
think?
This,
Just to finish the ritual.
I think so. I think so. Well,
Well, I will start to like.
You-
I'll
you're
start to
raised.
chant.
Yeah,
I'll
you're
start to
raised.
chant
Okay.
the Shabnigara.
the black goat of the woods with 1,000 young.
Young will
Yep.
them.
So you're.
And like with my coat fully open with these pulsating organs.
Yeah. Would you like to
Just
buy
all
an organ?
and my face turning into some kind of weird tentacle
Absolute. God, man, you've been drawing that.
creature. And then just,
Yeah, cool. So your Chris is raised.
He's the big
Um,
bad.
he's-
I'm sorry,
distracted.
my dear.
He's distracted. Celeste is distracted by Septimus's
Jack the Ripper.
muscles dexterity.
Jack the River
You-
sends his regards.
Oh, nice. So, Harry, you were
I see this?
walking towards that. There was Celeste standing on the altar. There was Finch collecting organs covered in blood. There, suddenly out of the right side of your frame, came Septimus, who cleared the altar in a single bound and launched himself into the lead cultist over here. Poor old Tip Mum.
Chips,
not involved.
Chips is
Having fisticuffs.
I had a moment.
So from where you are,
Yeah.
essentially, Finch is directly behind Celeste from your position, and essentially is standing, like you can see him and she's above him, so he's basically between her legs, but down on the ground, grabs the last organ. This vortex of mist starts spinning around him. All you can see is his arm raised with a Chris, and it's pointed. You essentially lose sight of it as it raises up, but you would assume that it's basically pointing at Celeste's back.
We have an actual problem.
Can I grab his wrist?
He's on
How
the
far
other side
away
of the altar.
Oh.
So you're coming towards the altar.
So Celeste is between
So you've got
him and me.
altar, Celeste on altar, back of altar, Finch. So you'd have to try and get around.
I
Or
don't think I
dive
can get
over
around
the
in
top.
time.
Could dive.
I'm not really built for diving.
Yeah, but like that might be a good thing.
You
It
could
could
get
be
stabbed
kind
in
of
set.
amusing.
What's the altar over?
You could just go pile drive the whole
Does the
thing.
altar
Yeah. Oh,
How heavy is the altar?
Knock
The altar looks solid stone,
Oh,
but
okay.
oh, do it. Just hit it anyway.
it's not. You
hear
can't
it,
tell.
it's my
You can't
stats.
tell
Yeah.
because there's mist on the floor.
Yeah.
Most of it's being swirled around Finch, but you would assume that it wouldn't be built into the floor. It's a
Is
separate-
Celeste facing me or facing him?
Celeste is basically looking at Septimus.
Which is facing him or not?
No. So she's looking to her right, so you're seeing the side of her face.
Alright. I'm gonna grab her. I'm gonna
Okay.
pull her down off the altar away from the Chris coming
Cool.
towards her.
So you're going to go and grab?
Yep. Do I need to make a roll?
Well, I
what
think
that is.
Celeste's distracted, so all Celeste is going to see is kind of these arms from a cowled
Yeah.
guy reaching
Yeah.
towards it. Can you give me an idea roll, please, Celeste?
Roll high, roll low, sorry.
25.
Yeah.
Make your idea
So
roll.
make the idea roll.
Yeah.
You see Harry
Yep.
coming towards you with arms outstretched like this.
I do one of those sort of moves where I grab his wrist in my wrist and I twirl around behind him and land on the ground on the.
Dex roll, please,
Nice.
because there's a lot of blood on this altar.
I'm
19. Yes, I make.
Murray. We said exactly what we was going to
I
do.
make a little flourish as I land.
Right, your Chris comes down to where Celeste was.
On the empty
And it
altar.
stabs into the altar, and the vortex takes you somewhere, and so you when you spin, you stand facing the altar.
Yeah.
Right. You've just recovered from this dead
Pull him
lead guy.
standing up from the
The,
blood.
the cultist essentially in front of you just
Yeah, let's get back to the important thing.
begins to. He basically crumbles.
Well, that's what happens.
When the lead cultist has died and the mist is satisfied, he just sort of whatever was animating him.
Oh, was he dead?
No, he wasn't dead. He was.
It was a fair fight.
Possessed.
Possessed.
So you see an arm that looks like Finch's arm stab a Chris down into where Celeste was on the altar,
Yeah.
and it stabs into the rock, splits the rock, and stays there as his hand is drawn away. So you're all watching as the swirl of mist essentially takes Finch's
Sanity
needle
roll.
somewhere else. Can you all make a sanity roll, please? You, however, are one with Shub Niggurath.
Yeah, I passed.
Made it.
And his
Sweet Jesus.
and his 1001 young.
I'll explain in a second.
I fail.
You know our luck?
I rolled a 99.
Hey!
You get sucked in as well.
Take 5? 5 sanity?
No, pencil. I gave you a pencil.
I know, I don't
Did you
know.
make it?
Yeah, I made it.
Did you
Yeah,
make it, Celeste?
I am temporarily
Yes.
insane, please.
Can you choose an temporary insanity for
Quick.
Harry, please?
Quick question.
Yes.
So I've just had a
Me
punch
too.
out, and I've noticed that like everything in the world has happened while I was gone.
Yeah. You got a little bit distracted by your punch fight.
Odontophobia.
What are you scared of?
Teeth.
Fear of teeth.
Does that mean you want to
Did you make
remove them, or you want fear of?
Oh, that's a good point.
Cool.
How many do I take
I'm
insanity
seeing
if
the
I make it?
picture.
Yep. 1 sec.
I'm afraid of books
You both
and
take
librarians.
2 sanity for
Here,
passing.
read this script. No, it's okay.
Do you take 2 sanity as well, Nathan?
Oh, okay.
For passing. You, however, Finch, are passing through time and space in a mist. You are filled with familial love, and you feel that your mother and your father, Yog Sothoth and Shub Niggurath, who combined to make Neb and Nug and Yeb, who of course gave birth to Cthulhu, and they have been searching the universe as formless mists looking for their young, that you are now one with them and are lost
Oh, it's like a romantic
Happy
comedy.
families.
forever.
Happy
Forever.
families.
Oh boy.
And that is why Jack the Ripper murdered no one.
No more.
Okay.
Thank you, Murray.
Thank you.
We saved London.
Yeah.
We're all insane.
We're all somewhat
Well, you're afraid of
heroes.
teeth. What are you afraid of?
Books. I don't know why.
Books.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm not afraid of anything
yeah, and,
anymore.
It's going to make the next Gilbert and Sullivan reading pretty interesting.
I'm going to say,
Yeah.
next time I, get involved with a production of Yeoman of the Guard, I'm going to bring some dark stuff to it. You know, this was written, right? Well,
Right in the middle.
Let me tell you.
I think the last thing I saw was the blood pouring out of his face
these shiny teeth.
and his teeth.
And he's
Oh,
And
yeah.
that's where
that's
the
a
fear
cool
of
trigger.
teeth came from.
Wow.
Someone tell me why I'm afraid of books.
Because you, I'm afraid of books normally. So.
Can I choose a different one? Let me choose a different one.
Yeah.
No, I'll make it work.
An additional one.
An additional one, okay.
The reason why you're scared of books
Violent
is...
behavior, bout of madness. Red mist fills me like murder people. Yeah, that makes
Right.
me
Yeah, that kind of works.
So
flashbacks.
You've
Yeah,
become
that
the
works
new
out.
Jack the Ripper.
That's right.
No.
Well, surprisingly, there were murders that continued that are now not regarded as Jack the
As
Ripper murders
copycats.
because they're not. They weren't eviscerated. No, they didn't eviscerate and they didn't steal organs. But there were several murders, like 11 murders that were the Whitechapel murders that continue into February. So whether Septimus now becomes a Gilbert and Sullivan murderer might
The singing
need
murderer.
a
Okay,
later
so-
episode.
So did
of-
we win? Question
I
mark.
don't know.
Look,
I
no
don't
one
think
ever
I'm
wins
dead.
Cthulhu. That's how it
Yes,
works.
Nathan, you won.
So you can
You
level
won.
up now.
Yeah, so I'll level up my character,
To
I guess.
infinity.
You
you
are
a god?
immortal and
I'm one of the 1,000 young.
you are one of the 1,000
Yeah.
young of Shub Niggurath.
Please like this video if you enjoyed it,
Yes.
and subscribe if you want to see more of our stuff and get a notification when you do, and click on the bell.
And if you want to join the Order of the Lion, there's a vacancy. Well, no, that's with you. One of the 1,000 young is an Order of the Lion. So
okay.
the Order of the Lion will now only ever have 99 members.
Nice.
Do you know the
one of
best?
us is lost.
Do you know what the best thing is? You're gonna come back with like a golden lion mask and like.
Do you actually have to
I already have
kill
one.
someone?
Yeah,
Is it
no,
like?
Whoa, what's
We all have
criteria
them.
stuff
So
you're
what's that,
putting in?
Skylander? No, what's it called? The Highlander.
Highlander.
Skylander.
Skylander.
You have to kill another Order of the Lion person to take that
I
position.
don't think we should be setting that precedent.
Oh, okay,
Because,
good.
Highlander is you decapitate.
So if you would
them.
like to join the Order of the Lion
Yeah,
as a
stronger.
Dicestormers fan, obviously you needed to have watched this video, which you've done. And please just comment or send us a self-addressed stamped envelope to P.O. Box 222 Belfield, that's Belfield, New South Wales 2... I've forgotten.
We'll put it-
2191. 2191.
And we'll put it in
Australia. And
We'll put it in the
we'll-
description.
Link in the
We'll
description.
put that link there, but you can send a stamped, self-addressed envelope, and we will make you a member of the Order
That's
of the
so
Lion.
cool.
Very cool.
So cool.
Thank you so much, Murray. That was
Oh,
absolutely
my
amazing.
That's
absolute
amazing.
joy. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone.
we have
did it! We
we
did
have
it! Well done, Murray!
You did it, John.
You did it, John.
We all rolled so well. John's like,
Oh,
"No,
that was
I'm gonna-"
ridiculous rolling. Can we not roll that well again? That was
Yeah,
unbelievable.
that was a bit excessive.